Hi friends, myself Ahamed Shareef. Today I am with Dr. Laszlo Kosma, Program Director for Non-Medical Programs in University of Debrecen. Hi.
Hi, I'm glad to see you here in Debrecen.
Yeah.
Welcome. And it is an educational, cultural center of the eastern part of Hungary. So more than 30,000 students we have at the moment at 13 faculties. More than 7,000 are international from more than 120 countries. There are also a good number of students from India and from the South Asian region. And we offer a lot of programs in English. The most popular program is the medicine. I will give you some details at the end about medicine program. But anyway, we offer more than 100 programs at all levels, starting with foundation programs, bachelor, masters, and doctoral programs too. And for the details of the bachelor programs, there are several fields. The most popular one nowadays in this field is the IT, information technology.
Okay.
Almost 200 students start, for example, only one bachelor program, the computer science bachelor program, but there is also computer science engineering, which means the system administration, networking technologies, and so on, and also business informatics, combination of the two fields.
Okay.
The second most popular field is the business administration and management is one of the programs. The second one is commerce and marketing. In engineering, we have a lot of options. Some of them are related to chemistry, others related to physics, chemistry, chemical engineering, biochemical engineering, or food engineering, and also to physics is the mechanical, mechatronics, engineering, vehicle engineering, civil engineering, electrical one.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
And for example, among these programs, the mechatronics is the most popular one because it's a good combination of not only the mechanical one and also information technology is included, the computing, yes, and also what else? Yes, IT also. And this is the most popular one. About 60-70 students start every year on this bachelor program, mechatronics engineering. We also offer in this field, in the technical field, professional pilot training, aviation engineering. And these programs almost 3.5 years long. Requires good mathematics and physics or mathematics and chemistry. And students have an entrance examination, of course, in this subject if they want to apply for the university for admission. And during the examination, we decide whether the first year is offered or a foundation program. Also, foundation is always an option, starting in September or February. So there are two options for that. And this foundation can prepare for the business study, IT or engineering, or I haven't mentioned yet, there is in natural science, we have some programs like physics, mathematics, chemistry, and so on, and also in the agriculture field. So plenty of programs in bachelor level. Typically it is 3.5 years. Some of them are shorter or some are longer a bit. And all of them requires good knowledge from the high school, of course. If not, then I mentioned preparatory course called foundation program here. So this was the undergraduate options.
Yeah. Usually Europeans higher school education is 13 years. In India it is 12 years. Mm-hmm. So is there 1 year gap? Is mandatory to do the foundation program or it is directly?
It's not mandatory. 12-year education is enough.
Okay.
Also in Hungary, this 12-year education is concluding the secondary education.
Okay.
And of course, and we can accept the student in this way. Of course, some students come from other type of school system, but this is important. They should finish the secondary education and at least 12 years. And after then they can get admission, and we decide based on the entrance examination, not really on the high school results. Of course, it should be good, but the decisive point is the performance at the entrance examination, which has a written part, what we can done online tests in the two subjects, and after then there is already interview with some examiners from the relevant faculty.
Yeah. So the number of times the student is allowed to write the exam is how many times a student is allowed to write field?
One time you wrote, yeah. So the students should prepare for the exam, which means that on our website, they can check what topics are important, what is the syllabus of the exam, so what topics are important, and we also offer some textbooks for preparation, and also there are sample tests for the preparation for each subject. So also on the exam side, they can make practice. Yes, they can practice before starting the real exam. And we decided based on that, plus the oral examination together.
So let us consider if the first attempt the student fails. So next year can I give a try, because see, everybody can't adopt.
Yes, next year, yes, but not a week later, but a year later. Yeah.
So because it's not every student is able to adopt to the examination pattern. Maybe he requires more time or she requires more time. So according to the student capability, the chance is provided one more time or not.
Yes, sometimes we give some exemptions on the strict rule, whether, especially in those cases when we see that the high school background is good. Otherwise, but maybe there are some new topics or, taught subjects or fields in the high school study, because around the world, of course, the school system are very different. And the emphasis on different fields.
And for English taught programs, IELTS, TOEFL is only the two exams considered Pearson, or what are the other exams considered? Or if the medium of instruction is 12 years from their education, from the past education, if they have 12 years of education in English, that qualification is required, or do you require any
international examinations? We require the proficiency at the appropriate level, which is in the Euro 2, or in the IELTS system it is 5.5. IELTS level is required, but not the certificate itself. If the student has a certificate, it's fine. If not, then we have a special subject, the English test, and they should write the English test, plus at the oral interview, of course, students should understand and should be fluently answer to the questions. So we can check the English communication skills there.
So considering one bachelor program now, let us consider, as you said, mechatronics has more demand. So number of seats available for a year for international students in that program.
At the moment, we have up at the top capacity only in the IT, in computer science program, in the non-medical field, and in the medicine field. There is also, they are much more applicant. That how is the capacity? And but for other programs, we have options yet. We have capacity yet, so no such restriction.
So per year, what is the expense? And what is the tuition fees need to be paid by the student?
The tuition fee is a bit different for the different majors, different programs. But typically for a non-medical programs, it is $6,500 for a year, or $7,500 maximum. So
it varies from 6,500.
It's about 7,000, one can say, US dollar for a year, and this is the undergraduate level. There are some exceptions that I haven't mentioned yet, that we have also a music program, which is a very high level. Also a bachelor level should be high level, experience already and knowledge in the music field, and here the tuition fee is higher than $10,000 for a year. And it's very expensive is the professional pilot training program, which is for a year $34,000.
34,000.
Yes.
So pilot training.
The pilot training. It's a very special one, of course. But in the 3.5 years, the professional pilot training gives the highest licenses for piloting, the CPL, commercial pilot license, also with type rating. And it means that immediately they can work as a first officer at an Airbus or so at some airline company. So, but the requirements are very high, of course, for the professional pilot training, not only from the subjects, mathematics and physics, but also students should be, aware for the flight training, and medically should be fit also, and they should concentrate, they should love it, I say generally, and they should be, financially capable too, because the tuition fee is pretty high. However, it's a very special career, of course, to become a pilot, and it is a longer procedure to reach the highest level, of course, but it is a very good option because it's an integrated program. At the same time, it's an engineering program and give the whole licenses of the pilot career.
For 7 semesters, per year there are 2 semesters, right? So per semester it is $7,000 or per year it is $7,000?
The $7,000 the standard fee is for a year. This
For a
is a
year.
yearly.
So we can consider as 3,500 per semester.
Yes, that's true, but we say the 1 year fee because at the beginning for the first year, this is the regulation, the student should pay upfront, so in advance, the 1 year tuition fee.
Okay.
Later on, from the second year, they can pay semester-wise.
Okay. So that is about tuition fees is approximately 28,000 USD dollar for a bachelor program.
Yes, a bit more, yeah.
Bit
24,000, say, yeah.
Yeah, 34.
24.
24
about, yeah.
24 USD dollar, 24,000 USD dollar.
Yes.
For what is the 1 year expense for a student for living expenses here in Hungary?
Yeah, the living expenses heavily depends first of all on the choice of the accommodation, and secondly of the living style of the student life.
No, considering the
but we can say in
case.
general that students need about the same amount, so 6,000 or 7,000 US dollar for a year is needed for the living, including the accommodation. Middle rate accommodation, say in a shared room in a dormitory or shared room in a private flat nearby the university, nearby the campus of the university, then student will pay for the dormitory or accommodation about $200 or $250 per month, and another 300 is needed at least per month for the other living costs.
And regarding
life,
and regarding the scholarships, what would you say the options for the scholarships for the international?
For the scholarship, there are several types of scholarship. One of them, and the best one, is a government scholarship called Stipendium Hungaricum, which covers the whole tuition fee, so it's free education. Plus, there is some amount for the dormitory accommodation and also for the living cost. It is not too high, maybe not completely enough. But anyway, it's about another $300 per month. Yeah, and another type of, this is a competitive one, and the application procedure is longer. One should apply in January for the September intake. And a lot of programs are included, not only the undergraduate, but master programs, also doctoral programs, in this full scholarship of the Hungarian government. There is another scholarship of the university itself. This is called UD International Scholarship. UD means University of Debrecen. International Scholarship, but only it's limited now to 2 fields, agriculture field and natural science field, for undergraduate and master programs only. And it gives discount on the tuition fee, depending on the decision of the committee. Of course, again, depends on the number of the applicants. It depends also on the performance and the entrance examination, so on the evaluation process. And finally, the evaluation committee, the scholarship committee gives the offer, whether 30%, 60% or 90% discount is offered for the students. This scholarship doesn't cover the living cost, so it is only some support for those students who are really good. There is another third option, which is from the second year valid only, which is based on the performance in the previous year, where the student get again discount, but only 20% discount from the tuition fee based on the academic results of the previous year. And this is, so it is also some support for the excellent students.
And regarding post-study visa opportunities, what are the post-study opportunities for bachelors or master students once they complete the program? How much time period they are allowed for job search visa?
According to the immigration rule of Hungary, at the moment it is 9 months. So just after graduation, either bachelor or master, doesn't matter, the student have 9 months to find a job. And if they find it, after then they can stay, of course, with the work permit, and for any time, one can say, especially with a degree, with a university degree, bachelor or master degree. Hungarian government also support inviting professionals